Yeah. There it is. Whoa.
Romulo Barral is back.
Romeo is back.
And your 2012 medium heavyweight black belt adult champion, Romulo Barral from Gracie, Baja.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of This Week in BJJ. I'm Budo Jake, and this is a new weekly show where we'll be talking about current events in the Jiu-Jitsu world. I'm joined here by Budo Dane, who does a lot of the social media for Budo Videos and is a blue belt. How you doing, Dane?
Very well. How are you?
Good, good. You recovered from the long weekend?
Barely, but yes.
I'm also joined with Sean Williams, Henzo Gracie black belt, and co-host for all of our live events. Sean, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, thanks to be happy to be here.
What a weekend, huh?
Oh my God.
And special guest Romulo Barral, three-time world champion and a good friend of mine. How you doing today, Romulo?
Doing great as well. Very good feeling to be here, you know, like after the tournament. Thanks for the invite me, you know.
Absolutely. Do you have any soreness or any injuries after the tournament?
A little bit. My shoulder hurts a little bit. I think I fall on my shoulder in some fight that I don't remember which one it was. And then my left knee on the crazy omoplata that I got, you know, it popped a little bit, but nothing bad, you know. Next week I'll be back in training.
Romulo, overall, what's your general feeling of the tournament? Of course, you got a gold medal. That has to feel good, but generally speaking, how'd you feel about the tournament?
Yeah, of course, I feel good to get the gold medal, you know. Of course, everybody knows it wasn't the happiest day in my life, you know. I want to get the gold on the open weight as well. I didn't have the chance to get yet, but, you know, from the bottom of the line was a good tournament. I got the gold. I got another title in my weight class. And then next year we do it again.
You have a handful of gold medals across the belt ranks, but 3 at black belt now. Does the feeling diminish? Are you as excited now getting this third one as you were getting your second or your first?
To be honest with you, I was the most excited for me was the first one as a black belt, you know. Of course, all them, you know, I was really happy, but the first one is a different feeling, for sure, you know. And then this one was a great feeling, like I said, but the first one always the best.
All right. This is a group discussion, guys, so if you have any questions you want to jump right in.
I'm just happy to be beside him because I'm getting good vibes. I need someone to medal vibe.
Romulo, a lot of guys called you. They said that because of your injury, maybe you would never be as good as you used to be. Do you feel like people gave up on you?
For sure. You know, a lot of people underestimate me, and then that gave me more desire to show that you know, I'm there. I'm training hard. You know, like I train every day, 3-4 times a day, and then you know, like I would like, you know, it was great to show everybody that you know, that I'm not done, and I have a lot of more to, you know, to show everybody. You know, like I like to be underdog. I like to be, people don't believe me. You know, like I get my best when I'm on that spot.
So is that what motivates you?
Yeah, they give me a lot of motivate. You know, like especially like on the open weight, I didn't fight the way that I want, and then I could feel even more that people like you know, like he's done, you know, he's not the same way that, you know, there was before. And then you know, like I sit on the stairs. I didn't want to even compete in my weight class, but my wife said, no, you're gonna do it, you know. You train for that, let's do it. You're going to win. And then, man, I don't know, I think I took a lot of pressure on my back, and then I did win again.
I don't remember who it was, but somebody was going after one of your knees. They were going after a knee bar. Did you start to worry a little bit at that point?
Yeah, you know, like I think on my second or third match on the absolute, Diego's Hazard, he attacked me on the knee bar. It was pretty tight, you know. But you know what? It's hard to get me on those positions. That's why I get hurt. You know, like I don't like to tap on knee bars, you know. On footlock, it's really hard. I have a flexible knee even after surgery. It was a little bit tight, but it didn't pass in my mind to tap. You know, I was gonna escape. I knew it.
Well, Sean, we had a hell of a weekend.
Oh yeah,
so many good memories. My head was spinning all night on Sunday night.
Mine is still spinning. You know, and something I wanted to ask Romulo is I had said on Saturday, I believe it's Saturday, it's all big blur. that, you know, when I passed you, you were warming up backstage, I said, oh man, there's something different in your eye, you know? And can you tell us a little bit about what was your difference in mindset? Because I could see it. It was noticeable to me, and I think it was noticeable for everybody who watched your performances. You were dominant. It wasn't you like, yo, you squeaked out this one. You were like putting the hammer down, and I could see it in your eyes that you were very focused. And so explain a little bit about what was going through your mind.
Yeah, I remember, you know, like when you passed by me, I couldn't even say hi. I was very focused, you know. The only thing that was going through my mind was like, you know, like the gold, you know. I was, you know, about to go up there and then, you know, like show everybody that I could do it again. You know, like I tell my students, my training partners, they need to believe, they need to have faith. You know, I was believing so much that I was going to win, you know, like especially after the open weight, you know, like I'm like, no way that I'm gonna leave here without this gold, you know, like before I was thinking, no, I'm gonna, you know, open weight, I want to win. But after I talked to my wife, my friends, they know you're going to do it and then you're going to win. And then I was very, very focused, and then I'm like, the only thing that was going through my mind is today is going to be the day you get this gold again, and then I believe it, and then I make it happen.
You mentioned focusing before the matches. How do you focus? Do you listen to a certain kind of music or what?
Yeah, I listen. The music is not my main thing, you know. I really try to focus on what I'm going to do it, you know, like not what the guy is good at. A lot of people think about this guy is good footlock, this guy is good in triangle. If you think that way, you get triangle, you get footlock. That happened to me before, you know. So I really focus what I'm going to do it. So I'm thinking about, I'm going pull guard, I'm going to triangle, I'm going sweep, I'm going past the guard, I'm going to get the points right here. You know, that's what I'm trying to focus on before my match, you know, not what they're going to do it to me, but what I'm going to do it to them. You know, I think that's very important. And then, you know, that's what I'm really, really focused at.
Do you visualize yourself doing the techniques? Or
yeah, I do visualize, you know. This is a technique that I think a lot of athletes do it, and then it works very well. I do that too.
Sean, let's talk a little bit about some of the other memories on the weekend. What stands out from those 5,000 matches or so that we saw?
Yeah, what stood out to me, without saying, you know, any names in particular, is just that the ending of almost every single match was like crazy exciting, and no matter how the match led up to that point, the end was like ridiculous. I mean, almost in every single match there was some sort of climactic end. I mean, even in Romulo's match where he dominated the whole time, it was still a climactic ending. It didn't get at the last second, there weren't scores made, but it was still a very climactic ending, and I think very emotional, and it was cool. So I think that was sort of the theme of the whole entire weekend, was this crazy end to all these matches.
Right. Some of the standouts for me, starting at purple belt, I didn't see many of the blue belt matches, but Keenan Cornelius, that kid got double gold at all the major tournaments all year long, and I always am excited to see him. He's always pushing the action, and yeah, I mean, took out the Meow brothers.
Yeah,
that was awesome. Also, another guy that impressed me, as he always does, is Cyborg.
Yeah.
His tornado sweeps were on point this weekend.
Yeah.
And of course, Buchecha.
Yeah,
he was amazing. Another thing that happened at this Worlds was the Hall of Fame. Then we showed a video on screen during that, but I'm not sure everybody kind of grasped exactly what happened. But I thought that was pretty cool that all these guys that have got 4 gold medals or more, guys and girls, were inducted into the Hall of Fame. I just want to go through the list here of the guys. It was Bruno Malfacini, Holeta, Rubens Charles, Fabio Gurgel, Hoyler Gracie, Hobson Mora, Marcelo Garcia, Salo Ribeiro, Shanji Ribeiro, and Roger Gracie. That's for the men. Any comments on that, Romulo?
Oh man, after I saw that, I want to do it one more time.
You just need one more.
Yeah, I need one more, and then get on my name on the Hall of Fame too. I want to be there,
right?
For sure, you know. There's one more, I think, that drive you to get one more gold.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed that, I think we talked about this during the broadcast, Sean, a lot of people gave tremendous amount of applause for names like Shanji and Roger and Marcelo, of course. But when Holeta was announced, there was crickets.
Yeah.
What a shame.
I know. It's you know, the sport. I'm sure this is sort of like what like football players must feel like, and like the guys that were in the 50s and 60s coming up for the NFL and the baseball. You know, before the sports were huge, there were the guys that paved the way for who we are today, and Holeta was one of them. You know, I used to watch his tournaments like all the time. Guy was amazing. He came to Renzo's once, and I was like, I couldn't believe this dude, you know. And yeah, I think that the silence is just because the sport has grown so fast over the last couple of years that people really don't know who he is. And they should, because he's like a sort of a quote unquote founding father, even though he in the tournament world, you know. So
which is a good indication that it was time for something like the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
because the
absolutely.
sport's growing so much that we have a means of, you know, showing people newer to the sport of what the history was and who helped build, you know, the house that they're entering.
Yeah, I hope that makes people look back and research these guys.
And with the internet, they should.
Yeah,
They should. Yeah.
yeah, but it's even hard to find some of the older.
True.
You know, I think I must have like, I would probably say it's safe to say maybe 200 VHS tapes, and it's all jiu-jitsu tournaments, you know. And it's not on. I haven't converted onto DVD, but it's hard when you go to YouTube. There's not a lot of footage of some of those old matches, and they're freaking awesome.
Right.
Really awesome.
I think Sean just admitted to being the biggest jiu-jitsu nerd at the
Oh,
table.
I am. I am. I'm telling you, I'm a big jiu-jitsu.
Man,
geek.
Sean knows a lot. Trust me.
I immediately thought about how long it would take to digitize 200 VHS tapes.
Yeah. Do you know how long?
I don't want to.
Would you do it for me?
That's something that hopefully we'll get to at some point, is putting all the old world championships maybe online.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
That'll be great.
Yeah. Let me run through the list of the women's Hall of Famers. We got Hanette Stack, Leticia Ribeiro, Bianca Andrade, Michelle Nicolini, Kira Gracie, and Gabby Garcia. So yeah, it's cool to see the women getting some press too.
Yeah, I think it's a big step up with the Hall of Fame. Like the referees now were in suits the last day, and the more professional we get, and the more acknowledgement we get to those to just people in general who contribute to the sport is going to help everything grow.
Absolutely.
A couple other things that happened at the tournament was a couple old timers, Pedapano and Comprito. I couldn't tell from Pedapano. He seemed to be might have been waving at the end. I don't know if he's just looking for attention or if he was retiring.
Yes, I don't know too, because Pedapano, he looks good, you know. He looks great.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he might do it again.
I think he should.
Yeah.
He had a really tight close contest with Buchecha.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It
Like
was
sort of had him on the run at the end.
almost
Yeah.
clock choke, almost passed the guard. It was crazy.
And the other guy was Comprito. He left his belt on the mat, and might cut away to something here.
Congrats to Comprito. Been in the game a
Yeah,
long
good for
time.
him out there. Now watch. Keep the
What is
camera
the
on
Yeah,
Comprito,
Comprito.
guys.
This is his retirement.
I was about to jump in and compete.
When did this tradition of leaving the belt on the mat start?
I think this has come from wrestling.
Yeah, they leave their shoes there on the mat when they retire. Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that this wasn't Comprito retiring from competition, just retiring from the Worlds. Because I think I talked to him or one of his friends, but they said that he's going to do another tournament this year.
Oh, good.
So it's what's the point of just retiring from the Worlds?
I don't know. I think the Worlds is the main tournament, you know, one of the hardest one when everybody come in to compete, you know. So I don't know, maybe you don't have desire to do it again, you know, maybe you think you don't, and then you might change your mind when they get close.
We've seen a lot of guys do that. I mean, how many times did Salo retire?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think goes into the mind of a champion that retires and then goes back?
I'm trying to figure out this, you know, because I was talking with you guys a little bit before, you know, I don't know, you know, to be honest with you, I'm thinking about to compete as a high-level competition the next 2-3 years. I'm not quite sure, but I'm already trying to figure out what to do after. You know, are you sure to, you know, you waited to stop or not? I didn't figure it out yet.
Right.
We'll see.
Well, we can't talk about the Worlds without talking about a famous incident that occurred on, was it Thursday, or I think it was Friday actually, with Andre Galvao. A really unfortunate incident where he didn't agree with the ref's decision and jumped over the barricade, exchanged some words with the ref, and was subsequently DQ'd from the tournament. Romulo, what do you think about that?
It's hard to say, because we have a lot of feelings about our students, So the referee also, they all make mistake. They tired, they have a lot of pressure off the corners, I think, Galvão just had, an angry moment that he saw his student. I don't know what happened on the fight, but maybe he disagreed with the decision of the referee. And then he's just a moment that he's, has a lot of angry. He jumped in and then tried to complain to the referee, and then that made what happened, his DQ, I was sad because Galvão was a big name. Oh. And then, of course, as a comparator, I wanted to, have a weight class. They have the best guys. And then without him, it was a little bit, not the same. But on the same time, that's the rule,
Right.
Do you feel like some people diminish your title because Galvão wasn't in there?
You know what? You cannot take a credit for the comparators. We have a list with, I'm pretty sure there was 60 guys, He's a lot of tough guys, world champions, 2 times world. He's a lot of tough guys, of course Galvão is one of the best guys in the world, but what about the other weight class? Marcelo Garcia on the middleweight, Roger Gracie on the super heavyweight, Roger Gracie on the absolute. We take the credit for those guys too. Right. So my weight class is not different. So if someone is not there, you do your best, and then it's just the same that the other weight class. If my weight class is not it was boring or something like that, okay, middleweight is boring too. Super heavyweight, absolute, yeah. I don't think so.
That's a good point.
And a lot of people might not know that you guys fought last year and you won.
Yeah, we fought last year, was a very close fight. I'm a big fan of Galvão, he's a great guy, great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, very excited to watch. He's one of my favorite Jiu-Jitsu fighters, We compete and then I have the chance to win the fight, but this is past, we fight as a brown belt too. He beat me. It was a crazy fight, long time ago when we all were young. But he probably will compete against on the future. I'm looking forward because he's one of the best guys.
How about you guys? Did you think the Galvão decision was correct by the IBJJF?
I don't think they had much of an else of a decision, because given the size of an event like the Worlds, if you have too many outbreaks like that, it's gonna be so hard to organize an event over 4 days with how many, 2,000, 3,000 competitors. So I think there has to be consequences. It was unfortunate that was what happened, but I guess I understand the decision is what I'm saying.
Yes, it's a tough decision because I have something happened with one of my students on the Pan Ams. He got DQ to be on the coach area. He wasn't a black belt, and then he was there with someone ID, IBJJ ID. Then they kicked him out, and then he came back, and then they DQ him, And then I told him, you know what, you did a mistake, and they cost you the tournament. So can you imagine if there's a lot of people jumping on the mat and then complain about the referee? I think Galvão just honestly, when my guys fight and then the referee do a mistake, I just turn my back and then I run.
You leave.
I leave.
Good idea.
Because I want to do the same as he did, to be honest with you, because we have more desire to our guys win than we have the same to ourselves to win the tournament. And then we see that I cannot say anything bad about Galvão, about his decision, because anybody could do the same. Of course the IBJJ just did what the rules said to do it, but I can say Galvão was wrong too, because anybody can do it,
Yeah, I think I agree. I can see both sides. The rules are the rules, so if you break the rule, you have to suffer the consequences. but I understand where he's coming from. You know, I've been heated before at the referees, and and I've said my fair share of things that I shouldn't say. And yeah, I think it's probably very good advice for all the guys that are coaches that are listening is to turn around and run away. That's good advice for me too.
I did that on the awards like twice, you know. I knew it the referee, and then I'm like, I wanna, and then I just turn around and then
went for a jog.
You know, like, where is coach? Where is professor? And I was away home.
Yeah, the referee's job, man, it's a tough one. It's a tough job because I don't think they get compensated well, and they're there long hours, and they're always going to have somebody screaming at them, so they have pressure, they have stress, and you know that's a difficult position to deal with.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
well, another name that we talked to this past weekend, Sean, was Ronda Rousey.
Yes.
And she just happened to be sitting in the crowd, and we went over and grabbed her and brought her into the broadcast booth. Let's listen to what she had to say.
Ronda, would you ever consider competing in jiu-jitsu?
Dude, I wanted to fight today. I just saw those last two girls fight. I was like, dude, I'll take that big girl out. Give me a gi, but I can't really do that right now. I didn't even need a warm-up. I was ready to jump in, but I guess, you know, as time goes on, spontaneity is, you know, something I can't really afford.
So Ronda Rousey saying she'd like to go in there and take on Gabby Garcia. Romulo, what do you think that match would look like?
I think it'll be interesting, you know, like Ronda, she likes to get arm bars, you know, but the Gabi, she's, I don't know, man, she's from another planet, man. She's a beast. I love Gabi, you know, like, and then I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. I think Gabi will win a fight, you know, but Ronda, she's pretty good on the ground too. You know, like, I heard a lot of good things about her. You know, like, I have a strength conditioning coach that the same as Ronda. And then, you know, it would be interesting to see her in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament. She's really good in Jiu-Jitsu and then really good in Judo as well. You know, but to take Gabi Garcia is something that take Roger Grace, you know. We just need to do it and then prove.
So I'm going to press you for an answer. Who do you think would win?
I think, man...
We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it.
You know, like, to be honest with you, I think Gabi can win.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to make those predictions. But,
Too bad.
Yeah, yeah. You're sticky. What you guys don't see is the 44 that's I'm looking down the barrel of right now. I'd like to see Ronda step on the mats. You know, she's obviously a super high level judoka. I mean, to medal in the Olympics is ridiculous for number one. An Olympic level athlete is another ball game, you know. And I don't know, her ground stuff looks good and what she does. I just don't know because I haven't ever trained with her or seen her training, and so it's you know, it's one thing to say I got a good arm lock, but it's another thing to, because she might take somebody like Gabby down. I don't think that's out of the question for sure.
Yeah,
I think she'd probably throw her pretty easily.
Yeah, Hillary threw her.
Yeah, I think Ronda's judo is on a complete another planet than anybody in the female division, you know. But there's a fact that you have to get to another position to get the arm lock, and then there's finishing the arm lock, and there's a lot that would go into that besides just the throw. So. You know, I don't know. I would probably have to say Gabby, just based on, because she's so powerful and she's she's been training jiu-jitsu for a while, and a lot of scrambles can happen. And if there's a scramble that ensued, I would have to put the money in the bank on Gabby if a scramble broke out.
Right.
Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, you know, like last fight the Ronda has on the Strike Force. It showed a little bit of her jiu-jitsu, you know. She got in, the girl took his bag, and, you know, she escaped pretty well. But on the same time, you know, like Gabi is a pure jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like Sean said, you know, like by getting throw and then have armbar, how are you going to take your Gabi's arm? It's bigger than mine, you know. So you need to see, and then, you know, like I said, Ronda is a great athlete. She's, you know, doing great in MMA, also judo. But, you know, at the same time, Gabi is doing great. She hasn't lost in a long time, and then she's been improved a lot. Yeah. You know, like not only everybody talk about her size, but, you know, she's been improved. Yeah. I saw her taking backs, you know, like a finish fights, and then you need to give a lot of credit for her, and then to be the best female in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right now.
Yeah. Dane, who do you think would win?
Same. Given familiarity and just how powerful she is, and I wanted to make that point that Romulo made, that she's shown legitimate technique.
Yeah.
She's not just bullying girls around. She's getting choked. She's getting arm locked. So yeah, I'd have to go Gabby.
Well, you heard it here, guys. Someone set that up. Everybody wants to see it.
I've got the biggest bullseye on my back.
Unfortunately, it wouldn't be an IBJJF tournament because Ronda doesn't have any jiu-jitsu rank. It'd have to be a super fight or ADCC or something. So someone make that happen, please.
Be fun.
Well, let's change gears for a moment, and I want to talk about something that happened to me not too long ago, and that is my ring. Ever since I started, I had guys... sometimes I'd train with guys that wore rings, and other times guys would come up to me freaking out saying, "Are you serious? You're wearing your ring while you train?" And I said, "Yeah, I've never had a problem." And so after 7 years of training, I'd never had an issue. And then I sprained my finger. Out of all 10 fingers, it had to be the ring finger that I sprained. And my knuckle just swelled up so big that there's a picture here that you can see it.
That isn't it.
It'll show up here on the screen in a second.
I hope that isn't it.
Well, actually, I had to get it cut off. There you can see...
Not the finger.
Not the finger. And that's what could have happened, but didn't happen. Sorry if I shocked you guys there. But that picture was sent to me from a friend who said that happened in jiu-jitsu training. I always wore platinum rings because it's... titanium because it's stronger, so it wouldn't smash like that disgusting picture we just saw. But what do you guys think? Now I'm changed. I'll never wear a ring training again. But do you guys ever had any experience with that?
I never have any experience, but I always tell the guys, don't wear a ring. I can't, I always have a big fight with my wife.
You have some huge knuckles.
Yeah, that I can't fit on my, just if I make one to go only here, because they can't pass here. And then here,
once it's there,
big.
It's not coming off, right?
So I just don't wear any rings, and then I tell the guys, don't ever train a ring.
Yeah.
It's danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. No jewelry, period. It's just it's a risk with no reward.
That's right.
Except for maybe it keeps you out from doing the dishes. And when you get home, whoops, I forgot my ring. What? Sure. Yes. Where were you tonight? Training jiu-jitsu. Well, we'll see about that.
And I'm filing that one right away.
Speaking of accessories, how many of you guys wear mouthpieces when you train?
I do.
I do.
Yeah, Sean always does. No gi. With the, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think no gi is more power, so I bite the mouthpiece, but not very often. I don't use.
Why do you wear one, Sean?
Because I think it keeps some of the minor injuries away. I did when I did karate for a long time, and we never wore a mouthpiece, and I had an older brother, and we used to fight and get into big skirmishes, and he'd hit me in my teeth. Like a lot of my teeth are broken like in half because I never had a mouthpiece, and my teeth would hit together. But primarily just the minor injuries that it's going to take. I actually had my jaw broken pretty badly about 11 years ago, and it was a hard training for the Worlds. I went to get a drink. I left my mouthpiece on the water fountain at Hanzo's, and then I ran back, and that was the next training. I got kneed underneath the jaw, and the jaw broke where the teeth connect. So all my teeth were pointed straight forward. It's pretty brutal, But even then, I don't know that the mouthpiece would have stopped that. The dentist thought if I had a mouthpiece on, then it might have broke up here, where it connects, the mandible connects. But you never know, right? But that was my mouthpiece story. If I would have had it in, I know that wouldn't have had that injury. But you never know if it would have stopped something as significant as a jaw injury. But it definitely takes away from all the little cuts, all the little chipped teeth. It'll take that right away. Yeah.
Yeah, I started wearing one because I noticed it stopped the day-to-day, like the gouges in this inside of your mouth and like the stuff you get on your lips. It stopped most of it for me.
Yeah. Well, a new product just came out. It's flavored mouth guards. And I happen to have a sample here. We carry them on Budo videos. They're called Mogo mouth guards, and they come in a variety of flavors. This is just the flavor strip. So go ahead and take one of those guys and let me know what you think.
Are they all different flavors?
They're all different flavors. Fruit punch, lemon, orange, and mint.
Ooh,
no toothpaste?
No toothpaste flavor.
So we eat this?
You don't eat it. Just chew on it. Don't swallow it.
Wow. The orange one is pretty good.
Pretty flavorful, huh?
That's good.
But now I'm gonna eat my trade. I'm gonna bite my trade partner.
The lemon one isn't lemon though, because it's not very sour.
Yeah.
It's fruity. But I don't know if it's like cross.
The orange one is good.
You know, the big name shows, they have like appetizers and coffees and stuff.
Yes.
We have flavored plastic strips.
That's pretty good.
Man, I'm impressed by the orange one.
So what do you think? Would you wear a flavored mouthguard?
I think I'm gonna get hungry.
Me too.
Here's my question. It tastes great now, but talk to me in 6 months from now. Is it gonna be just like this lingering like orange?
That's a good point.
Is it gonna turn? Do I have to refrigerate this, or will it turn into rotten orange? I want to know.
Is it like you have to use the like vegetable wash before?
Look at this thing. I just destroyed this thing, and like, I'm
That's I
hungry.
wonder, would you be chewing on it, to extract the flavor while you're training?
Yeah. Well,
See, this would be a perfect like marketing plan, because if I get bored with lemon, I'll be like, I'm thinking orange today, and
orange,
get
orange
another
is
one.
good. I will tell you that much.
And they just came out
Really?
with a bubblegum flavor one
I'll
too.
judge for myself.
Bubble gum. Yeah. See.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. It's right away. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, me too. I don't know.
You have to try one and let me know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Last thing I have on the list today is Storm Kimonos. We just got a big shipment of those in. Sean, I know you're sponsored by Storm.
Yeah. Awesome.
And yeah, great quality gis.
Yeah.
All the pre-sale, all the orders now, while supplies last, get a free Storm T-shirt. Sean, tell me a little bit about Storm gis. What do you think about them?
Well, it's been a good. It's a good friend of mine that owns Storm. So I guess maybe it would be like a loose sponsor that I have. Just he's
by that I mean they don't pay you. Is that what you're trying to say?
Hey, here's a cool gi. Try this. But I love the gis, and I saw him in the beginning. All the way back in 1996, I think they brought their first Storm gi out.
Yeah, it's an old brand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a Hensel student. Was originally a Hensel student, so he's a good friend of mine. And he was like the first. Yeah, I think he was the first guy to really make a gi company besides the Brazilian companies. Like back then, it was Atama, Krugen's,
Machado Kimonos.
Yeah, Machado Kimonos. And that was like almost it up here. I mean, down there, I'm sure there were a lot. What was going on down there? But
The same. Atama, Machado, this Kruger you said.
Krugen's,
Yeah.
And what did gis cost at that time?
I can't remember what the Storm was. Probably, they were expensive up here.
I mean, gis in general.
Like
what
probably 120 to 150, I think.
Oh, okay.
In Brazil was a little bit cheaper. $50.
But down there, yeah, because every time I go down for the World, I'd be like, I'd come back with like 8 gis.
Yeah, like a $50, $40 by the time 1996 to 98,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he just had a white gi. It was awesome. I love that gi. And now they re-released it, and I had talked to him for a couple of years back, and I know that they've got a whole bunch of new things in the works that are pretty awesome. They're very creative guys, and I have the light one on right now. It's super comfortable. So.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's about all for here. Before we go to the mats, Romulo, is there anything else you want to add? Anything coming up with you?
Not really. No, it was very fun to compete on the Worlds again. Bochecha was amazing. I just would like to add there that he had a great tournament, and then it was really nice to watch him.
Well, you mentioned Bochecha. Let's take a clip at him before we cut away.
Okay, so that's even still.
6-4 in the closing 15 seconds.
Oh my God! He scores two. It's tied. It's tied, but Bochecha just mounted. Wow!
Still gives me goosebumps.
That's got to be an advantage.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, he scored an advantage.
That was the best comeback ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. What a performance!
Fantastic. Yeah. That's brought up. I was thinking a little bit about it. Is the mindset of because Leo Nogueira had this match won, and 15 seconds to go, and he engaged. He came forward, and Bochecha took that double leg shot. Like, I think it's we've seen some guys like Chael Sonnen get triangled by Anderson Silva in the last, was it like 30 seconds or something like this? How important it is to stay composed even when you're the guy winning, because I wonder what was going through Leo Nogueira's head. Maybe he was on the podium already, you know, getting the gold medal. Maybe Chael Sonnen was like already putting the belt on, and the fight wasn't over.
It's true. We was talking about this also a little bit before, you know, like I saw a lot of people losing the fight because they stopped before the fight was over. You know, we saw like a Buchecha win last 10 seconds. We saw Otavio also win the last 10 seconds. Man, when you win, you gotta be consistent, especially in the last minute. You know, you cannot like you said, you know, think about your weight on the podium with the belt. You know, you gotta be consistent, be focused, and then keep attacking. You know, don't stop and then try to just hold for the last minute. You know, you give the guy a desire to keep attacking. You're gonna be like, oh, he stopped, and then now I wanna get it. You know, and make the person that is losing want to, you know, to make it happen. You stop, the guy keep going, they begin to win the fight. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we head to the match, Sean, anything coming up with you? Any news?
No, just I'll be busy trying to get back in shape and just teaching, and you know, everything's good so far. So my head's still spinning from the weekend, and I think it was such a great event, so I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, and for you guys that haven't seen the 2012 Worlds, there will be a replay up next week, or if you did see it and you want to watch it again, most of the black belt matches will be available for replay sometime next week, so stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter or Facebook or the Budo newsletter, and we'll let you know exactly when that's up. Well, guys, let's head to the mats.
Perfect.
BudoVideos.com, home of the world's largest selection of quality Jiu-Jitsu kimonos. Show-Your Roll, Storm, Tatami, Bull Terrier, Venom, and others. Styles from more than 30 top brands in stock and ready to ship. BudoVideos.com. You're only a click away from owning a new gi today.
So, Romulo, any memories of anything interesting that you did at the tournament that you want to show?
Let's work on my last memory. My choke from the mount position in the final.
Okay.
That's my best memory that I have right now. Okay, so, you know, like I got on the mount position, and then, you know, like everybody, you know, like a defend is really hard to get, you know, like all your fingers, like 4 fingers through the collar. What I really like to do, and then I do a lot on training, I get on the high mount, I have my, you know, my feet squeezed here on under the hips, and then I get just a thumb inside the collar, because here, see, it's really hard, but when I get the thumb here, I can get the space to get my thumb inside, and then I go all the way, okay? So when I get the thumb inside, I go all the way. Of course, I put the pressure by driving my forearm here, okay, under the top arm, and then my other hand, I have a lot of time to work. And then here I have my hand free, but if you try to bridge, I have my hand here on the ground. And then once you bridge and then go back, I'm attack here. So I come with my thumb also inside the collar here. As you guys can see, my hand, I turn all the way to the top here. Okay, this way, all the way, work deep. When I have my arm deep, what I'm going to do is I turn my forearm against the neck again here. So now I'm going all the way very high here with my forearm head on the ground here. Squeeze my elbows together, and then I get the choke. Okay. By going like this, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna put a pressure like this. It's the same way of the choke. So I'm getting like this, and then my thumb inside, make a really strong grip on the collars, elbows together. There's a lot of pressure right there. It's make it really easy to attack. You know, here it's really hard. I felt, you know, that's really hard for me to get my 4 fingers. So I decided to go in the thumb, and then, you know, like I'm have a successful work on this position.
That's awesome. Where did you learn that? Is that something you just came up with?
You know, like I think I saw someone do it there in the tournament. I'm not quite sure if I saw Chrome or Roger. You know, like it's some Grace that did that on the tournament, and I'm like, oh, why are they doing the thumb inside? Always doing like here, and then the top hand like this. I think I saw, and then I think I started to do it in the gym. I don't quite remember, but you know, like I work a lot of mounts on the gym when I'm training, and then always when I mount, most of the time that I get the choke, always like this, with the thumb inside. I try to get this one, but for me it's really hard. Maybe it's easy for some, you know, and other people that do that, but for me, like to be honest with you, 95% when I'm training, and then I mount, when I get the cross choke from the mount, I get with both thumbs inside the collar.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you guys for watching the premiere episode of This Week in BJJ. We'll be back next Friday at 6:30. Please join us again and keep on rolling.
BudoVideos.com, home of the world's largest selection of quality Jiu-Jitsu kimonos. Show Your Roll, Storm, Tatami, Bull Terrier, Venom, and others. Styles from more than 30 top brands in stock and ready to ship. BudoVideos.com. You're only a click away from owning a new gi today.